So let's start by asking, how many of you love to use brands? You can just have a show of hands, please. Yeah? Okay, I did almost all it here. And how many of you think that branded products are better than the unbranded ones? Yeah? Yeah, I think, yeah, we all we're on the same page. So hi, my name is Chetan Agarwal, and today I'm here to present the topic building brands in India. So when you look at the brands, when we look at India's market landscape, I'm sure a lot of you at TEDxTISB would be looking at going overseas and study. Yeah, there's a gift my daughter as well. But yes, how many of you really want to settle overseas and build up a career abroad as well? Yeah, a lot of you. I get that. And that's why this type's already very important to see where we are heading towards. India, India is a country with the highest population. Yeah, we are the country with the fifth largest economy already, with the demographic advantage of a median age of 28.2 years. And with the fastest growing economy at 6.5% GDP, today we are among the most attractive markets globally. I'm thankful that my daughter, who studies at GSISUT, she also decided the same, that okay, let me study and then contribute back to the country. So can you name some of your favorite brands from the audience? Apple, Nike, Starbucks. And how many of you realize how many of how many of these are from India? Yeah? None of, can you just name some of the global Indian brands is there? Anything come to your mind? Dabur, okay. Tab India. Okay, I'm back to others names. But yeah, literally not, which has made a global impact. Am I right? And that is what brings me to this presentation. You see, almost every country in the world has created some wonderful brands for us. Yes, at the same time, you look at India, one of the challenges that we faced is that a lot of global minds, they have picked up great ideas on India. Whether it was Lululemon picking up yoga wear from India, whether it was ISKCON, yeah, even it's about Krishna's consciousness, still it was founded in New York City. Whether it is about the Body Shop, which uses a lot of Ayurveda-based formations in their products, right? So that is what we really miss on. Why do they need brands in the first place? Right? You all talked about this. That we trust brands. We trust them for the kind of credibility that they have in the product and service that they provide us. They provide a great amount of value creation. Also, higher profits for the organization which create those brands. Long-term scalability that these brands can do because of the kind of audience that they serve. And innovation which is caused by the great minds that these organizations can have with them. And last and most importantly, a brand has the power to create change in society. So when I look at India's business structure, there is something that I can feel is not working in the way that is required to create brands. And one of them was a B2B mindset. Whether it is the product or the service category, we become factories, we have produced companies and service centers like Infosys and TCS, which again have a B2B mindset. And that comes because it has less risk and stable income. Also looking at the government's Great Make in India project, it certainly does make us self-sustaining, but at the same time, are we becoming a global factory? Are all the international brands coming to India just to source for their country and to sell it back to India? One of the challenges that you would see in the way we are structured is we really are a very SME dominated country. Looking at the numbers of the sheet, you could see that there are about 6 crore 35 lakh micro scale companies in the country, which contribute a very meager amount, and only 7,500 companies which are doing a revenue of more than 50 crores. Isn't that surprising? And The reason we see that is the kind of job scarcity that we have gone through, right? There are about 90 crore people in the working population in India. Yeah, and not as many jobs, which ends them becoming hawkers, vendors, small shopkeepers. That enhances the micro category. And obviously, this is not the way we look at the future ahead. The challenges that I talked about predominantly on our sheet is we having a risk-averse mindset, being in the comfort zone, right? Once my family needs are taken care of, I don't really want to expand beyond what I could really do. Bootstrap startups, right? A lot of the way we start our journey as a small business, everybody is just doing whatever resources they have, putting that into business. And lastly, is short-term thinking. That's not how brands are built. Sharing from my own, okay. So you guys are very fortunate to be in this age, wherein we are looking at the startups changing the game. Not only was the business environment and the mindset changing, this is being shown in numbers. Hadira, which took 90 years, that same number was achieved by Zomato in only 13 years. Example, the Zepto, Oyo, Visho, and so many more are all youth-driven organizations which have become big over time and keep the impact. Sharing from my own story, my own journey. I started the journey when I was only 22. Yeah, that time the concept of startups somehow did not exist. Nor were these monies available. I had to really take a small loan from my father to start my first venture. But today, with a 20 years plus of experience, I founded the company Positex, and it is India's leading company in the space of active wear fabrics. Why I'm sharing this is that it started with solving a problem. When I entered, I could see that, okay, there was a space that a lot of brands wanted to come into India, but there was no fabric supply chain available. That is the problem I saw 20 years ago, and today making India self-sustainable on the fabric side in the category we serve, catering to brands like Adidas, Reebok, HRX, Puma, etc. I also had to write a book on sportswear which says sportswear is not real pajamas, just to create the mindset block again of using and accepting this product in the Indian market. In this journey, I also realized the gap because being with the B2B mindset, they could see that we had hardly created any brand in the activewear category. And that's supposed to for any other category as well. We are only 0.49% of the global activewear trade. And with that, I took on my next journey. I took on the next challenge to create a great vision for the work I do. Inside of which, I took on creating a journey of developing 10 globally in brands in the space of functional clothing. Looking at the massive side of the Indian economy or the Indian market and the Indian brands which understand the Indian consumers better. I just shared an anecdote. Visiting China, which I used to do quite often earlier, I used to see at least 40 different brands competing in the 40 different Chinese brands competing in the category of the class brands there. Today, brands like Anta, brands like BYD, they are very, very low, very bad. And that is because they had a global market and had such a huge market available there. And that they took to the advantage of creating that market, growing overseas, and then acquiring global giants to get the best expertise into their domain. That is what awaits us as well. So Dida is my first venture in this direction to really create the first Indian sports brand in this direction that I worked towards, and just sharing with you on that as well. Next is, okay, so as I promised you, I want each one of you to leave this room today with a great idea that you want to dedicate your life towards. Right? Just look around you. Just look around you. If you just look at the lights over here, what problem do you think this light is solved in? Darkness. Okay, great. How about the door on the left side that you see over here? What solution is it providing? Yeah, safety. The air conditioner, it manages the deep temperature for us. Uber, the taxi service. Google, information. For anything and everything, why I just presented this, anything and everything that exists around you, just look around you and at any time, it is a solution to a problem. And anything that's ceases to solve a problem, anything that ceases to solve a problem ceases to exist as well, whether it's God-made or man-made. Thankfully, dinosaurs won't exist anymore. So let's do a quick activity. I understand all of you have a notepad with you. You got a TEDx goodie bag. You just cut out a notepad that might relate to you. Okay, then move ahead. Yeah, we just take out quick tea. So you can write down 3 problems. You can write down 3 problems that you see around you. Any that comes to your mind. And believe me, India, as we see, is a land of problems. Am I right? And I'm going to see for you how we can make it as a land of opportunity as well. Yeah, give me 30 seconds to write down 3 problems that come to your mind. It could be health, pollution, public safety, roads, anything that comes to your mind. Education system, there are like immense things to talk about. Okay, moving ahead. If we just think of any 3 possible solutions to the problem you wrote. It could be anything that comes to your mind. Don't look for the perfect answer. Okay. If you have your partners with you, can you share with your partner who's sitting next to you, what are the problems that you wrote down and what solutions can be made? You just want to do a quick silent share with your partner. You just show me a straight man once you're done sharing. Okay, fine. Okay. So once you share, do you realize that the problems and the solutions that your partner shared with you were quite unique from what you were thinking about? And that's the beauty. Each one of us looks at life from a different lens. The world is not same for each one of us. And if all of us take on solving that one problem by giving our lifetime to it, I'm sure you would have solved 100 problems in this room today. And each a problem solved with is a brand. That's all. And you are a brand. Thank you.